Never listen to anybody that tells you to think smaller. Never listen to anybody that tells you to think smaller, man. Every single day I thank God that I never listened to anybody that told me to get realistic. Because as you start getting around the right people, you start realizing that you're not crazy enough. So just keep on pushing. How are y'all doing? It's Aaron Allen, the CEO and founder of Basics. Today, we got an arm workout.
My guy.
With Mr. Chris Belo here in Houston, Texas. We're gonna be playing some drone shots right now, and you're seeing them, and you're seeing them, and you're seeing them. And now we're gonna be having a good little conversation as we work out today, just about life. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna get it in.
Let's work, baby! Let's do it! I want to do like an annual men's retreat. I want to do that like next fall, so it kind of runs along.
And where would you have it done?
It would be probably like somewhere in like Cleveland, Texas.
Oh, okay.
I went on a lot of church camps when I was like young.
Oh, word.
So they got places that's kind of already set up for that.
That'd be dope.
Kind of like a getaway. Woo!
Easy.
Oh, yes. See, listen. Suffering builds endurance. Endurance builds character. Oh, Lord, and character builds hope, baby. Let's do it.
And hope builds empires, man. Hope builds empires. You got to realize that the guy who built this whole facility started off with a freaking camera. Started off with one guy just picking up a camera one day and saying, hey, let's see what happens. And then brick by brick, 10 years later.
Look where we at.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Go mode, man.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He's on.
He's ready. He's ready.
Would you ever compete or no? I'm the same way, bro.
Yeah, they do too much.
I think that's what makes Christian so successful, because he knows how to compete.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that when he was building his business, it's like, let me freaking just make the same discipline from competing to business.
Exactly. I mean, it's definitely inspirational. You know what I mean? Work, baby.
Yes, sir.
Strong.
It wasn't conflicting or no? Bodybuilding and soccer?
When I played, so I was playing D1, Boston. At that point, yeah. It got to me. But at that point,
because you get real stiff, I'd assume, right? Or how does it work?
I wasn't that heavy. I was like 155, 160, but like, bro, I was 135 before.
Yeah.
So like, it slowed me down a little bit, but it was just enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can feel that shit.
I feel you, bro. 3, 2, 1, go.
Come on, Malik. Let's go.
Flyweight.
You ready, baby?
Let's go.
Go! Sometimes you gotta let the dog out the cage, baby. I love it. I love it, baby. I love it, baby. Sometimes you gotta let them out the cage.
How's fitness impacted your life, man?
Tremendously, bro. One, I think it brought me closer to God, really, because it allowed me to really kind of remove all distractions. And it forced me to have accountability and take responsibility for my life. And all the pain and the heartbreak and broken stuff I was going through allowed me to burn it out in a healthy way. It impacted me as well with community, just being around people that can encourage me, support me, and love me. You know, that's why I thank God for my cousin. Shout out to my cousin Marco. Us working out together, having similar goals, having similar body types, you know, having similar blood. It's like all the problems and all the stuff that he faced mentally, physically, emotionally, you know, even with our body, it's so similar because we're family and we got the same bloodline. So it's like I see an older version of me, and it was like I had an older brother to really just pour into me. It's been beautiful, man. I can't take it for granted because it helped change.
And where do you think most men go wrong when they get faced with a breakup or like a heartache?
Isolation.
Isolation?
By themselves. They just get by themselves. When you isolated, you don't have a different perspective. You just remember the words of the last person. And usually those words, especially if it comes from a woman and she's hurt, women can only really hurt you with their words. So if your identity is wrapped up in what people tell you about you, especially your woman, that's all you're going to think about in your head. That's going to be repetition. When you look in the mirror, you're going to remember what she said.
100%.
So that's the thing. If you're by yourself and you're not around community, love, support, it's just going to compound, and that's where things go wrong. For me, I knew if I would have kept doing that, I would have not been close to the guy, and I knew my weight was going to continue to expand. You know, so I knew I had to get around people. So that's the thing, man. Isolation is being the killer of all men, bro.
Not just that, but just like you were saying, the thing is that sometimes you're holding on to that hurt, and it blocks you from your next blessing. You're remembering what a hurt woman was telling you about yourself, but you don't understand that was clouded by emotion. It wasn't actually your character.
You have to really understand and know who you are, and you can't let words of hurt people give you identity. Because if you allow that, then you're going to be tossed to and fro for the rest of your life. And you're going to let women and others control you. It's like, man, you got to find that from within, bro.
Never listen to anybody that tells you to think smaller. Never listen to anybody that tells you to think smaller, man. Every single day I thank God that I never listened to anybody that told me to get realistic. Because as you start getting around the right people, you start realizing that you're not crazy enough. So just keep on pushing. Have the one with the orange outline, or no? Do you remember those or no?
You said what?
With the orange outline?
Oh yeah,
I got those.
Yeah,
You gotta strap up.
gotta strap up. Always strap up. I feel it.
So thank you all for watching this video so far. This is a good arm workout that we ended up doing today with Chris. And man, you know, when it comes down to it, Chris has his own before and after story. I have my own before and after story. For those of you all that are watching this video, I want you all to, you know, if you're in different positions in your life, you know, I want you all to kind of listen to this next part, because Chris and I are going to give you some advice on how to go from point A to point B in your own right. Because, you know, sometimes it's easy to see someone's after and think, man, that's so cool to be there. But everyone starts somewhere. So Chris, man, if you had to give advice to someone that's stuck, they're down in the dumps, and they don't really know how to really transform their life through their physical health, their spiritual health, and emotional health, man, how would you help them out? Or what piece of advice would you give them to just start moving?
Man, it's all about, I would say two things. Really your mentality and just showing up. You know, like I really just got tired of what direction I was heading in. You know what I mean? I feel like I was gaining 5 to 7 pounds each and every year, and was like, got to like 235, 240. And I'm just like, this is my legacy, this is what I want, you know what I mean? And when I looked in the mirror, you know, and I was, you know, took accountability, took responsibility, and was honest with myself, you know, it changed my whole mentality about it. You know, and I was like, you know what? I don't care about anything else. You know, I don't care about making money. I don't care about pleasing other people. This is the year I'm gonna get back in shape. Yeah. You know, so it was just like, I decided, you know, I decided with my mental and with my emotions, where it's like, man, everything that is bothering me, things that are hurting me, you know, like I feel like I came back to Houston broken. So it was like, you know, this is the starting point where, you know, I'm going to make a difference in my life. You know, I found God at the gym. You know, it was just kind of like, you know, just showing up, suffering, you know, all the stuff that was hurting me, I just poured it out onto my body. You know, it's like I'm tired of suffering alone, suffering in isolation. So when I came back, you know, I had community, you know, I had love, I had support, but most importantly, I showed up. And just by showing up, it allowed me to really just follow, you know, the people that was around me. You know, like working out with my cousin, you know, it was just something where it's like, I have a brother that is pushing me, that's motivating me, that's helping me. All I have to do is show up. You know, so people, you know, I encourage anybody, one, they have to really decide mentally that they are going to make the change and they have the capability of making the change, because, you know, I knew I had the power within me. You know, I knew God is bigger than, you know, my insecurities, bigger than, you know, my brokenness, and bigger than like how I was feeling about myself. You know, so it was more so like, man, I got to do my part and show up. And by me showing up, you know, getting 1% better every single day, and became contagious. You know what I mean? And I developed a healthy fear of like, man, if I don't show up to the gym, I'm gonna go back to that dark, isolated, brokenness room that I was in. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna go, like, I prioritized it. You know, it was something where it's like, man, I'm going to actively do it. So one, they have to decide, and two, they have to get around community. I think community and brotherhood is a cheat code, because you gain a different perspective, you have support, you have motivation, you have encouragement, and every single man needs that. You know, 100%. We are not meant to carry out, you know, these challenges in life alone. You know, so it's on us to get around like-minded individuals 100%. That can propel us to the man that we're called to be. You know, so that's why, that's my advice. Make sure that mentally they have to decide, and then once they show up, you just work hard. Burn all of the anger, all of the hurt, all of the insecurities, burn that on your body, and 100%. You will see exactly the results, and you'll feel better about yourself. You know what I mean? You will see progress, and once you see progress, it becomes contagious, and once it becomes contagious, you know, you a whole different man after that.
And then you even lift up the people around you too, because when it's contagious, it's like you can start. The thing is, when it comes down to it, it's like success is contagious, and so is failure. So the thing is, someone, I'm sure that you've experienced that in the past, where you're hanging around someone that maybe have bad habits or negative beliefs or negative, you know, thought patterns kind of thing. And then they say a comment, and before you know it, you go to your family or your inner circle after you hang out with them, and then you maybe slip a word that's a little bit more negative. It's like, I wonder where that came from. But you're hanging around with people that have that energy around them. You know what I mean? So just like you were saying, man, you and I are pretty much on the same wavelength, because I always tell people, when it comes down to it, if you feel stuck and you're down to the dumps, you got to turn all that energy into positive momentum. You got to learn how to turn the positive into more positive energy. You got to learn how to turn the negative energy into positive energy. Because the thing is, just like that Newton's law or whatever the thing is, where it's success, what is it? Energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred or something. So you got to understand how to transfer all that energy into the results that you want to see. So when it comes down to it, guys, you got to understand that success is a social sport. You know, that's the biggest thing I want you all to take in mind, because if you're always isolated, you're never going to really be able to transfer. You're not going to be able to go to the next level. You know, so it's like isolation is meant to be temporary for a season, as the middle ground between you going from your old self to your new identity. That's when you're using yourself to, like, you're using that isolation season in the middle to really determine which direction do you want to go in. And then from once you understand which direction you want to go in, then you can start fortifying that new version of yourself through suffering, just like you were talking about, through the pain, and through just working harder than you've ever worked before. Because you got to understand that if you want to get to where you want to go, you got to sacrifice everything you thought you used to be in the past.
You got to get rid of it. It's like you kind of like have to die. That old self has to die. And you have to put yourself through suffering, like you said, to build that endurance. And once you build that endurance builds your character up. And I think that a lot of times in the pain, that's when we'll really show and reveal who you actually are. And it's like you can make mistakes during that pain, because you can help mold yourself. And as you build upon that, you're building your character, and then that character brings hope. And even with this you know, this newfound journey, it gave me a new purpose, because it's like, you know, I'm gonna take people along my journey, like along my journey, like my story. So it's like, now it's inspiring to people, you know what I mean? So now people see progress. People are starting to pay attention. So it's like, oh, I'm about to double down, because if I can motivate and help change somebody, you know, that's what drives me. Like, I have always been kind of like in a fishbowl where people have been seeing me, watching me, and been kind of following and modeling after me. So it's like, long as I stay in that position, you know, I know God is using me where he wants me to use it. But that's the thing, like, you're part of life, you know, we have to make sure that whatever throws at us, we can always redirect and find what exactly God wants us to do next. And if we stay in that mindset, stay in that mode, I think we'll accomplish things that, you know, people don't even understand, like their wildest dreams, because like you said, that's in that suffering, you will find new purpose and you will find inspiration and you will be able to serve the world. And I think, you know, a life that's serving others is the most joyful and satisfying life.
100%, because when you climb the mountain, you let other people know that it's possible to do so.
Amen.
So it's like someone that sees themselves in you, say, man, if Chris can do it, I can at least head in the same direction. People look at me, man, if Aaron can do it, I can at least head in the same direction. So when you understand that your success is bigger than just yourself, that's when you have that never-ending motivation, that never-ending discipline, and you're able to just go harder than you ever have before. You know what I mean?
Yes, bro.
So,
100%.
Any final words, man? Any final thoughts for y'all?
My final words, man, like I said, I encourage people to really just make that step. You know, really show up and try the gym, try Jesus, try all of those things. Like I'm saying, like, if you have the ability to turn that pain into something positive, why not do it in the gym? Because you can, like, your body is going to respond to that. You have to break. If you break your body, that'll help break that mental pain. That'll help break that emotional pain. 100%. And then, like I said, God will show up into your life in more ways than you can imagine. And, you know, I'm just glad I can be a living body of that and continue to serve that. You know, so that's my thing, man. People have to once decide that they're going to do it, and then just show up every single day, get 1% better. You know, I didn't start just out the gun. I started going to the gym just to do an ab workout. Just to do a 10-minute ab workout. And it was like, that was it. And then I was like, well, since I'm here, I might as well do a little something. You know what I mean? So then that ab workout, cause I had to build the discipline of going every single day. And then when I started going every single day, that got easier. Then it's like, okay, now I can add the workout in. You know, so now I can add the diet in once that got easier. So it's like, just get 1% better every single day. I think a lot of people want the instant gratification. You know, they want the results tomorrow. But to me, my story is gonna be better because, one, it ain't gonna end. You know, like I'm like, most people don't understand. Like, I'm 28 now, but I'm working for my 30th body. I ain't even turned 29 yet. You know, so it's like, cause I wanted a long-term goal. I didn't want nothing short because I wanted to make sure that it's gonna be in my life forever. You know what I mean? I don't want something that's just very temporary and, you know, get in, get out thing. I want it to make a lifestyle. 100%. You know, so make it a lifestyle.
Well, that's what it's about, guys. It's about long-term sustainability, not just short-term satisfaction, because 90-day transformations are easy, 8-week transformations are easy, but it's about where are you going to be when you're 30 kind of thing. Where are you going to be when you're 35? And if you all want to follow more of, you know, the rebranding of Chris Below, y'all go ahead and check out his Instagram. We're going to link that below. Check out his YouTube. We're going to tag it below as well. And Chris, man, now that we're here, we had some technical difficulties earlier.
It's all good.
I want to thank you for seeing the vision, brother.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Honestly, bro, you've been inspiring me. You know, it's good that we finally linked up, you know, and like I said, make sure y'all tell the viewers, tell Aaron and tell Matt behind the camera to move down to Houston.
We're working on it, man. We're working on it. It's just one of those. We'll make it happen, brother. We'll make it happen.
We make it happen, baby.
Yes, sir. So thank y'all for watching very much. Again, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for new videos every single week. Follow me on TikTok and IG as well. All Chris's info is going to be below, and Matt's info as well. And again, if no one's told you in a minute, I'll tell you right now, it's time to get it together, man. See ya.
Lord. Woo!